guys get it?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Moment of silence. Roll call.
Counselor Matthews?
Present.
Counselor Huner?
Present.
Counselor Chamberlain?
Present.
Counselor Allen?
Here.
Counselor Fry?
Here.
Counselor Coats?
Here.
All members are present. We have a quorum. Mayor Shaw is absent.
Okay, we need a motion to approve the previous meeting's minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Motion moved by Counselor Allen and second by Counselor Huner. Counselor Allen?
Yes.
Counselor Huner?
Yes.
Counselor Matthews?
Yes.
Counselor Chamberlain?
Yes.
Counselor Fry?
Yes.
Counselor Coats?
Yes.
6 yeas, 0 nays, motion is carried.
Okay, we have with us, I know for sure, Michelle Ryder from ARS is going to talk to us a little bit about the some proposed changes to our garbage tags. Michelle?
Ready for me? Okay. Get organized here. I am Michelle Ryder. I'm with Archbold Refuse Service, and I want to thank you very much for allowing me to address you tonight. You have, I believe, in front of you some agenda items that we would like to cover regarding the tag service for the city. And as you all know, we do provide the refuse service based on a tag service, meaning your residents purchase the tags, tag the items, and then of course we collect and dispose. I would like to preempt any further conversation by saying thank you for your patience during the weather. We are doing the best we can to keep our drivers on the road and keep them safe. I know we have backed up and had to do double a couple weeks here, and we certainly appreciate your understanding during these times. I think we're all ready for winter to be past us, and unfortunately I think it's coming tonight. So thank you for your understanding and patience. I do try to communicate as soon as I can any route changes or scheduling changes so that everyone is aware of what's happening. Basically what we've identified here is that the number of households that we are picking up is actually increasing, the amount of refuse is increasing, however the number of tag sales is decreasing, and quite significantly. We started looking into a few reasons that this might be happening, and of course we have identified, I'll jump down to number 4, we recognize there is an element of employee error, meaning that our employees will grab bags that aren't properly tagged, and we do recognize that. Good for you, bad for us. However, and we always try, because we're a local company, we always try to go a little bit above and beyond. If somebody typically has everything tagged and boy, there's an extra bag out because it's the holiday, we'll take it, and we try to do that on a regular basis. However, it's getting to the point where our truck weights and the tag sales are in such a differential, we're going to have to try to do something a little bit different to track those differences. I have a couple copies of what we've been looking at, and I'll just start here if I can approach and just pass them down. There are a couple examples there for you. If you notice on the top, it's got a yellow highlight across it. It's a matter of less than 1/8 of an inch difference in our tag that is being reproduced, meaning somebody is going to Office Max or Walmart and reproducing these tags to the point where it's not visible by the naked eye, and our driver certainly is not going to get out a ruler and measure it. So that is part of the issue, as well as tags dating back to the one on the side. I remember putting out when I put garbage out here 25 years ago with the little twisty tie. So there are some tags that are extremely outdated and tags that are being reproduced. So in an effort to get this back in a manageable area for us, we are looking at reissuing garbage tags for the city. The reason I'm here today is, first of all, to educate you on what we're dealing with, and second of all, to ask for your support in this endeavor. We are not asking for any price increase. We will absorb the cost of all of the new tags being produced and distributed. We will also offer a exchange period, if you will, tag for tag. Anybody who has tags can exchange for the new tag, so that nobody is feeling like they invested in something that is no longer any good. We're looking at potentially a 2 to 3 week turnaround time on printing and distribution. I would like to have the new tags rolled out sometime by the middle of March. Again, we will contact every distributor that does sell the tags and buy back or exchange what they have in stock. I guess the element we're asking for some help is educating the public. Of course, we have the local newspapers and we have local radio stations that, again, we will utilize those outlets. If we could get us additional ideas, we're welcome to what you may have to suggest. I don't know if there's a way to put anything on the website, the city website. Of course, we have a website as well. But what we're asking for, again, is your support and patience, because somebody is not going to have seen it, and somebody is going to put out an old tag, and at some point we're going to not take that. And we don't want a lot of hurt feelings about it. We want to roll it out as smoothly and swiftly as possible. I also have a couple attached on the back of there are some designs we're looking at. Some have serial numbers that will not obviously be all the same as on your example, but would be in consecutive numbers. So I could say, for instance, we rolled out, tag 1 through 500 in March. Realistically, based on the weights we're pulling in, those tags should all be in about roughly this time. Just to keep a little bit better track for us. There's also these hard copies that I'm going to pass around. These tags are going to be different. This is another supplier we're looking at. These tags would be different than what you're used to because they're a little more complicated to use, but they're better for us. You can peel it off. In the back ticket here, we have a little die cut truck in there. You just pass that around. So we're looking at a couple different options, and again, we'll make the decision here soon with council's support to get the print verified and get the tags ordered. We'll order a year supply up front, and then we will set a definite date, again, that any tags that you have, you can either exchange or need to use up by a certain date. And again, they'll be a little bit different from what we're used to having distributed here, where the sheets, just like 10 tags on a sheet. And they will be wider in width, etc. So we are going to ask that everybody, of course, have their trash out by 7 o'clock. We're finding a lot of doubling back in the area, meaning people will put it out without tags, maybe hoping we'll grab it. And if we don't, then we double back, and we always try to pick it up. Our goal is to service your city and your residents to the very best of our ability, and keep it clean and nice and tidy for you. It's not our goal to leave things back and make it look dirty or nasty in the city. So we would have some instructional pieces. Again, as you can see on the one I passed around, there's room for imprint. We clearly say, please have trash out and tagged by 7 a.m. And then if we do it on the sheet, it would be on the back of the sheet that they would be purchasing. So again, dollar for dollar, no change. Just again, asking for any feedback, any comments or concerns that you would have as council members, so that we could go ahead and possibly proceed with the project.
With that all being said, Michelle, let's say someone brings in those counterfeit ones. Are you going to have the bank, chief, etc., be able to spot those, or are you guys going to be there to help somewhat?
We would have to do the exchange process ourselves,
Okay.
because we would have to match those up. Yes.
Okay.
So we would set up different. Now we know the ones that are distributed to the outlets, Circle K and Chief, and those. We know those are good tags because we're distributing those from our office.
Right.
So it would be a situation where they'd either mail them back in, we'd have a name and a phone number of where they want them sent, the new ones sent, or they would come in person and exchange them. We'd probably also host a small window of time here in town, maybe here at this building for like 3 hours, a couple different days a week, to offer that time so that they would have that advantage as well.
So the 1980 tags are dollar for dollar still, huh?
Well, no. Those are purchased at a much lower rate. However, if you notice, there's no expiration
I
date,
know,
so we are
yeah.
taking them.
So they're like forever stamps.
Well, right,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Will you have expiration dates on your tags?
We discussed that in detail. We really do not feel that an expiration date is to the benefit of what we're trying to control at this point. So if we could just get some security or some security features in place on the tag, I think we'll be okay. Like the serial number and being able to peel off of the die cut, you know, those kind of features that if somebody really wanted to reproduce a $2 tag, it's going to cost them a lot more money to try it. So,
But they're reproducing these.
but
That's the thing.
those are easily reproduced. And we identified that from our viewpoint that wow, you know, I can go to with the development of laser printers and jet ink printers, and a lot of people have those in their home now, and it's black ink on a bright sheet. So it's not as difficult as we had hoped.
And your pickup drivers are busy enough, they're just grabbing bags with something pink on it probably.
They're grabbing and going.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
are.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
So if we as council members would allow you to come into the building a couple different times to do the exchange, that would work out for you guys, right?
Yeah, we'll be willing to accommodate that any way that we can.
And how would you get that information out to the customers?
It's difficult because it's a tag customer, we don't have individual addresses.
Right.
Okay? If there is a way to provide us, we would do a mass mailing.
I think water bill would be
I
great.
was just gonna say, can we just put it in with the water bill?
Put the times in the water bill.
I think that
Would be just as easy. I mean, we wouldn't be able to do it.
If it come March, it would have to be, it would, yeah.
March, and
That's
say we're gonna
one.
be here in
You got
April
one
and then
mailing.
do it again in a
If
couple
you could
months.
give, if you could give the city enough time to get it out in the next mailing of
And
water bill.
what's your turnaround on what are those
It'd
deadlines?
be the first part of March, correct?
Yeah, we send them out about 5 days before the due date of the first.
So that they're gonna go out at the end of this month.
We send
Yeah.
information to our company.
Yeah.
Okay.
and then
They always go out at the end of the month.
Okay, end
They
of
mail
February.
them so that the residents receive them on the first.
So realistically, we would try to target the April billing. It would be the end of March that we would need to do that. Okay.
Because everybody gets a water bill at this time yet, right? We haven't gone to electronic with that at this time.
We'll also utilize local newspapers.
And TV.
And yes, we'll distribute on the websites and such as well, but there's
And
always
word of
somebody
mouth.
who's not gonna get it.
Right, yeah. Word of mouth itself goes a long ways.
And the distribution of where the tickets are sold, if you could have information there for them when they come and get tickets, rather than tags, and purchase them within the next month, that would really be beneficial too, that they could see that this is gonna be coming. Whether it
Okay.
be a flyer or something at Circle K that they can see when they're purchasing that this is gonna be coming the next time.
Okay, yeah, that's a great idea. Okay, point of purchase.
Now, what about country routes? You guys use these tags on country route too, or not?
That is up to the individual resident. They can subscribe for a tag service, or they could subscribe for a cart service. So that's a little bit different. Again, if we have a name and address, as in terms of any of our individual customers, they'll be notified via mail.
Not everybody in the country gets a water bill from us,
Right.
so.
So we would take, anything outside the city limits, we would take on as our own responsibility to notify.
Okay, okay.
Good luck.
It's a big project, so.
And thanks for taking on this project without increasing the tag cost too.
Yes.
I mean, that's great, so thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Mr. Ward.
Anybody else? Motion to address council? Anybody? Okay, committee reports. Do we have a tree commission report?
Yep. The minutes haven't come out yet, but it was somewhat brief. I don't know if I should be saying this, but Don Matthews is going to resign as council rep from the
finesse. We did talk about that a little bit, and possibly looking for a new member. ECAR is still working on a grant for some trees to be planted at some of the parks in town. Tom Savage updated us on some pruning and removal of trees, and we also talked about the Public Works possibly starting a new tree nursery somewhere in town, or up the water plant, reservoir, somewhere like that.
They had one before, correct?
They've had one in the past for at different locations, but they don't currently have anything.
That's all you got?
Yep, that's it.
Oh, for God's sake. Now, you're making me look bad. I mean, these guys have been teasing me for 8 years about my...
It has been you.
my
All right.
We'll talk afterwards, I'll train you.
Department head reports. David's not here. Chief Fluter.
No major happenings at the fire department. We did receive a grant from the Bureau of Workers' Comp for cot replacement system, so we have the automatic cot lifting and loading systems coming in. It's about a $60,000 grant. It's all free to Wauseon, so through Bureau of Workers' Comp. Good. We're working on getting that in the next couple of weeks here, and other than that, nothing. New business from us.
Chief Torbeck.
A couple announcements on a few of our grants. 2 of our grants we did not receive. The JAG LE, didn't figure we would, but we put it in anyways. For the rewiring of the downstairs, it was just a small grant. But we will take care of that through other funds. It's something that needs to be done. The wiring's now 20 years old, and it looks like spaghetti downstairs, and we need to get it so that we know exactly what buttons to push and where if we have an issue. Also, we did not receive the COPS grant. Only 15% of the applicants out of 9,000 applicants received funding. And basically, if you weren't in a fiscal emergency, because Jamie's doing such a good job, that we didn't receive the money. So we are in the running again for 14, but who knows? It depends what the federal government allots for the COPS grant, if we would be in the running for that or not. And then it would be up to council if we would take it, because it would require hiring another officer and guaranteeing that officer for the 4th year. So I would have to take that in front of personnel before we'd even think about accepting. That's about what I've got.
We're actually going to have a planning commission meeting next Monday. We have 2 local companies that are planning on doing some expansion, so we'll be reviewing a couple of requests from Hospital and one from Sarah's Garden again. So we got some activity.
On February, on February 6th, we had our public open house for the Linfoot Street project. It was a no-doubt requirement. Counting the hosts for the evening, and 2 council people show up. The mayor showed up for a little bit. Police chief showed up. 17 in total, representing 6 properties. And some of those were some key properties, some folks that we had not been able to previously communicate with. So it was a very productive evening. Everybody went away with a positive attitude, so it was good. On the 4th, Dave Wright and myself attended a meeting at the Maumee Valley Planning Organization in Defiance. Every 10 years, ODOT reclassifies their roadways. There are not going to be any changes for us as far as the functional classifications. And by functional classification, I mean, is this an interstate? Is this a arterial road? Is this a major collector, a minor collector, so on and so forth? Our traffic counts have remained relatively steady for the last 10 years. So none of the status of any of the state routes will be changing in the city of Wauseon. There is one more meeting. It'll be next week, and it's actually out at our county engineer's garage before they wrap the regional information up and send it to Columbus. We got the preliminary report and engineer's estimate for repainting the 750,000 gallon elevated water tank off of Shoup Avenue. The initial engineer's estimate is $664,000. Lou Turo and myself are going over that recommendation. We've generated a couple questions, and we're waiting back on an answer or two. When that gets, when we have our questions satisfied, I would imagine we'll have a utility committee meeting, and we'll definitely be recommending to get the thing out for bid for this construction season, if at all possible. We are investigating, in case you're curious, we are investigating what it would cost to add a school logo in addition to the Wauseon name. I did send a sample of the official school logo to them, and I haven't received a concrete answer, but it looks like somewhere between $15,000 and $20,000 to have that done. So we're gonna need to talk about that.
Anybody know a painter?
Anything from the vote?
Just make a big magnet, stick it up there.
Vinyl decal.
Probably not a good idea. That's all I have. Let's see.
Fred, you brought up our water bills, and I am in the process of possibly getting them an electronic format. I've contacted the company, I'm just waiting for them to return a call to get started on that process. Basically, the residents will be able to go onto our website and click a link to go in and determine whether they want them electronic or still mailed to them. That's all I have.
Jane, if they're sent electronically, you can still put a message with those though, correct? If we wanted
Yeah.
like stuff, instead of having a mailer.
Well, we have two options. We have a little saying that we can put on ours. We usually say if we're closed a certain day of the month, or happy holidays or something. So we have that, and we put right on the statement, or we can also stuff them with something, with either a full length page or.
And you would be able to still do that in the electronic version as well.
I would think so. I can ask that for sure when they call me for the setup.
Okay.
Real quick, Jamie, if that goes into effect, when would that go? April, May, June?
I'm not sure how fast we can roll it out.
Okay.
I don't know. I won't know that until they.
So we have plenty of time to work with ARS on that.
I
If I
would-
actually get them physically mailed out, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not much to report. I've worked on a couple of small projects for Chief Corbett. I have a project that I've started to work with Tom on. Need to finish that up, and I think I'll probably be the last one with my year-end report now. Anybody else not got theirs in? Dennis? Well, maybe I won't. Know what you say?
I can't confirm or deny that.
That's it for me.
Thank you. We don't have any first, second, or third readings, new business. As we mentioned earlier, we will need a motion to accept the resignation of Don Matthews from the Tree Commission. Herb, your term is just starting right now, so you're not actually filling that unexpired term. Your term is starting right now, so.
Well, I think I've been on since the inception of it, but it's.
Right.
I think I was sworn in a year ago or 2 years ago. Nick?
Yeah, I think
Something like
you're,
that,
you're midterm.
so. Right.
And now you're just the council rep?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so can we have a motion to accept the resignation of Don Matthews?
I'll make a motion that we accept Don's resignation from the Tree Commission with much thanks.
And with much shorter meetings in the future.
Barely plays a council meeting.
Yeah.
Motion moved by Councilor Allen and second by Councilor Huner. Councilor Allen?
Yes.
Councilor Huner?
Yes.
Councilor Fry?
Yes.
Councilor Chamberlain?
Yes.
Councilor Matthews?
Yes.
Councilor Coats?
Yes.
6 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
Need a motion to approve the bills.
So moved.
Second.
Motion moved by Counselor Huner and second by Counselor Matthews. Counselor Huner?
Yes.
Counselor Matthews?
Yes.
Counselor Chamberlain?
Yes.
Counselor Allen?
Yes.
Counselor Frye?
Yes.
Counselor Coats?
Yes.
6 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Motion moved by Counselor Allen and second by Counselor Matthews. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.